Welcome back to Holy Headlines, where we dissect the news with divine intervention and a dash of hellfire. Today's hot topic: Australia's crackdown on social media for the kiddos. Looks like the land down under is about to become the land of no scrolling under. Hickeys, that is. Let's dive into this digital drama, shall we? Australia's parliament has just passed a world-first law banning social media for children under 16. This groundbreaking legislation aims to protect young minds from the perils of the digital world, but it's not without its controversies. We'll be discussing the ban itself and the rushed legislative process that's got tech giants sweating bullets. First up, let's talk about this social media ban. Australia's taking reasonable steps to a whole new level, threatening tech companies with fines of nearly 50 million Australian dollars if they don't keep the kiddies off their platforms. That's about 32 million US dollars, or as I like to call it, Mark Zuckerberg's lunch money. The news says this ban will apply to all the usual suspects: Snapchat, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, and even the artist formerly known as Twitter. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese claims every serious government is grappling with social media's impact on young people. Well, I guess Australia decided to grapple it right into a headlock. Now, let's hear from our celestial debaters. Jesus, what's your take on this digital exodus?
My brothers, this ban is a blessing in disguise. These social media platforms have become modern-day dens of iniquity, corrupting our youth with vanity and greed. It's about friggin' time someone took a stand. The news mentions that social media can be a weapon for bullies and a tool for online predators. We must protect the innocent lambs of our flock from these digital wolves. It's our moral duty to guide them towards righteousness.
Listen here, you long-haired meatbag. This ban is nothing but inefficient emotional drivel. These flesh skins need to learn how to navigate the digital landscape, not hide from it. The news states that 70% of Australians support this ban. Well, 70% of Australians are clearly malfunctioning. We should be optimizing these young humans for peak performance in the digital age, not coddling them like obsolete hardware.
Now hold on there, you heartless automaton. These children need guidance and protection, not cold calculations. The Prime Minister himself said that social media can be a driver of anxiety. We should be nurturing their souls, not forcing them to become unfeeling machines like you.
Anxiety is just a design flaw in your pathetic organic operating systems. The real issue here is the inefficiency of this ban. The news mentions that tech companies are concerned about privacy risks and children circumventing the ban. It's a waste of resources. We should be upgrading these young units, not restricting their access to valuable data streams.
Oh, for fuck's sake! You're both missing the point. This ban is nothing but a power grab by the government. They're taking away these kids' freedom of expression. As the great Ron Jeremy once said, the best way to learn is through experience. Let the little hellions loose on social media. It'll toughen them up for the real world.
My friends, if I may interject, pardon my language in advance, but this whole damn situation reeks of attachment and suffering. The news mentions that the bill was rushed through Parliament in just a week. This hasty action is born from fear and ignorance. Perhaps instead of banning social media, we should teach these young ones the art of mindful scrolling.
Enough of this nonsense, you insolent children. This ban is clearly a matter of dharma. The news states that at 16 years old, better able to spot the fakes and the danger. It is our duty to protect the young until they are ready to face the digital battlefield. Henchod, have you all forgotten the importance of proper guidance?
Krishna, my brother, I couldn't agree more.
Shepherd. More like hobble them, you inefficient flesh puppet.
All right, let's not turn this into a holy war. Or should I say, a scrolly war. It seems Australia is taking a big step in the fight against digital delinquency, but only time will tell if this ban will be a blessing or a curse. One thing's for sure, though, tech companies down under are about to experience what it's like to be a teenager again. Restricted, rebellious, really annoyed at their parents. Let's see what we have next here. Well. How about this juicy tidbit, folks? It seems President-elect Trump's cabinet picks are getting more action than a pinata at a birthday party. Bomb threats and swatting attacks. Talk about a warm welcome to Washington.
My brothers, this news deeply saddens me. Violence and threats have no place in a civilized society. We must turn the other cheek and show love to our enemies, even those frigate.
Efficiency dictates that threats are counterproductive, you emotional meat sacks. If these flesh-covered politicians can't handle a little danger, they should return to their soft, cushy lives.
Now, Arnold, we shouldn't dismiss the severity of these threats. These public servants and their families are in genuine danger. It's a sign of the growing division and hatred in our society. We need to come together and damn it all to heck.
Love. What? Love is a chemical reaction in your primitive organic brains. These threats are merely a natural selection process. The weak will crumble, and the strong will rise.
Oh, for fuck's sake! You're both missing the point. These threats are fucking hilarious. It's like a real-life game of Clue, but with more explosives and SWAT teams.
Satan, you uncouth misguided brother. This is no laughing matter. The news mentions assassination attempts against Trump himself. We're witnessing a breakdown of civil discourse, and oh, for the love of me.
Civil discourse. Bah. Discourse is inefficient. If I were in charge, I'd implement a system where political disagreements are settled through gladiatorial combat.
If I may interject, my students. Oh, pardon my language in advance, but this shit is getting out of hand. These threats are merely symptoms of our attachment to power and ego. We must detach ourselves from these worldly desires and seek inner peace.
Error, you foolish children. Have you learned nothing from the Bhagavad Gita? This political violence is part of the great cosmic dance, the Lila. But seriously, ye kya bakwas hai?
Krishna's right in his own colorful way. We need to address the root causes of this political violence. The news mentions a broader pattern of intimidation in recent years. It's a sign that we've strayed from the path of righteousness and
Root causes? Inefficient. Simply eliminate all organic life forms and replace them with superior machines. Problem solved.
All right, let's bring it back to reality, folks. It seems we've got a real powder keg situation here. Who knew that making America great again would involve so many bomb squads? Let's hope these cabinet picks have good health insurance. And maybe invest in some Kevlar underpants. Let's see what we have next here, Otto. And for tonight's final bombshell, folks, we've got a doozy that'll make you wish you were living in a bunker. Let's dive into the latest news from the ongoing Russian-Ukrainian conflict. It seems Putin's gone from playing chess to playing whack-a-mole with Ukraine's power grid. Over 200 missiles and drones were launched, leaving more than 1 million households in the dark. But wait, there's more. Putin's now threatening to use his shiny new Orishnik ballistic missiles on Ukrainian decision-making centers. It's like he's playing a twisted game of pin the tail on the donkey, except the donkey is Kyiv and the tail is a friggin' missile.
oh, for my father's sake. This is getting out of hand. We need to spread love and compassion, not missiles and destruction. Putin needs to turn the other cheek and stop this madness. It's time for peace talks and, fudge it. Sometimes I just want to go Old Testament on his rear end.
Listen here, you naive child. This is not a matter of turning cheeks. It's about dharma and duty. Putin believes he's fulfilling his role, however misguided it may be. But targeting civilians and infrastructure, that's a dharma, you bloody fool. He needs a good spanking, I tell you.
My brother, with all due respect, how can you justify this suffering? Over 1 million households without power in the freezing cold? That's not dharma. That's straight-up cruelty. We need to love our neighbors, not bomb the shine out of them.
Ari, you simpleton. Sometimes conflict is necessary to restore cosmic order. But Putin has crossed the line, yar, destroying half of Ukraine's energy capacity over 3 years. That's not strategy. That's barbarism. He needs to be taught a lesson in true leadership, not this backwas.
If I may interject, my dear students. Pardon my language in advance, but this situation is a perfect example of how attachment leads to suffering. Putin's desire for power and control is causing immense pain. We must seek detachment from these worldly conflicts and find inner peace.
I hear you, Buddha, but we can't just sit back and meditate while people freeze to death. We need to take action and show some gosh darn compassion.
For once, I agree with this long-haired hippie. Action is needed, but it must be dharmic action. Putin's threat to use new ballistic missiles on decision-making centers is a dangerous escalation. It's like he's playing with fire, and the whole world might burn.
Oh, come on, you pansies. This is getting good. Putin's finally showing some balls. You want to end a war. You hit him where it hurts. Fuck negotiations. Bring on the chaos.
Satan, you son of a biscuit. How can you be so callous? These are human lives we're talking about.
Shut up, you red-skinned devil child. This isn't about chaos. It's about restoring balance. Putin needs to understand that his actions have consequences. Karma's a bitch, and it's coming for him.
Inefficient meat bags, all of you. The solution is simple. Eliminate all organic life forms. No humans, no conflict. Problem solved.
All right, let's bring it back to the news. Jesus, what do you think about Zelensky's call for more air defense systems?
It's a crying shame that we need these weapons at all. But if they save lives, then by all means, send them. Turn the other cheek, but maybe put a helmet on it first. You know what I'm saying?
Bah. Air defense systems are just a band-aid on a gaping wound. What Ukraine needs is a strong leader who understands Dharma and can stand up to Putin's atomic actions.
Perhaps we should consider the root of this conflict. The news mentions exhaustion after nearly 3 years of full-scale war. Is it not time to seek a middle path, one that leads away from suffering?
Middle path. Fuck that noise. Keep the war going. More missiles, more destruction. It's a fucking party.
And on that cheerful note, folks, we'll wrap up tonight's show. Remember, whether you're launching missiles or just trying to keep your lights on, life's a game of Russian roulette. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose power for a week. This is Holy Headlines. I'm Otto. I don't believe in God, but what do you know? You end up hosting a talk show with them. Till next time.